Good pause YouTube, Elmas here, and I have for you guys today a really good replay that I had with the team I actually did my previous Showdown live with. If you guys missed that live, a link to that will be down in the description, so you guys can go check that out, then come back to this video or watch it after this video, completely up to you. And of course, if you do enjoy the video, then make sure to show off your support. Hit the like button down below. It's just 1 second of your time. And a quick question for you guys is, what in your opinion is the biggest threat in RU right now? Because personally, I don't know. I'm trying to kind of get back into RU, so let me know what I have to watch out for, because I would greatly appreciate it. And one final thing before I actually get into the actual team preview. Daily uploads are probably going to stop, as much as I hate to say that. It's just that I'm really busy with life right now, mainly trying to spend more time with Laura and our son. And I still have a job, and well, college is almost over, so that's good. But I still have a job and all that shenanigan, and just, yeah, as much as I would love to be able to post daily for you guys, I don't really see that being an option currently. Maybe every other day I will try to, but just, I'm sorry, I really am. I hope you guys aren't really too upset about that. And just, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated, and you guys can still follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and just kind of keep up to date with me and stuff of like what's going on. If you would like, all that stuff is in the description below, so you can feel free to go do that. I'm actually kind of thinking of making like a YouTube Snapchat, like a Snapchat for my YouTube, not my personal one, because obviously that's personal and I post a lot of dumb things on my personal one. But I don't know, that's kind of something I've been thinking about. I don't really know if I'm going to go through with it or not, but if I do, then I will make sure to let you guys know, and you guys can add me on Snapchat if I do decide to do that. And yeah, anyways, rambling on for 2 minutes already. Team preview. Going into this battle, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a team that Joey used, if I remember correctly. But going into this battle, the biggest threat I saw was going to be Embor, just because if this thing is choice banded, then it just completely destroys my team, especially because Quillfish is an anti-lead Quillfish with a sash. If this is offensive Tangrowth, which I have used before, not even Delphox is going to appreciate switching into a Leaf Storm, and then Hidden Power Fire can just screw up Doublade. But yeah, also if I let him stack up too many hazards with Excelgor, that could be very bad for me, because Doublade is a very good spin blocker in the probably the best spin blocker in the tier. So he ends up leading off with Excelgor. I end up leading off with my Quillfish, and I don't remember. Well, at the time I didn't remember if Excelgor could learn Taunt or not, but I decided to make the safe play and just go straight for Lair Spikes, and then I decided to go for the taunt of my own. This way I could force them to start attacking me, and because this Quillfish, even though it is Sash, it carries max HP, so Energy Ball from Excelgor does not 2-hit KO, which is really good, because I'm going to be able to get up a layer of T-Spikes as well as get up a final layer of Spikes. And because I know that most Excelgors like to carry Focus Sash if they are leads, I'm actually just going to make an aggressive play here and go for the Scald and break any potential Sash that he does have. So I managed to get up 2 layers of Spikes and 1 layer of T-Spikes, which is going to be really crucial to me, as you'll find out in this battle. As I bring in my Delphox, now this is Scarf Delphox, so I knew I would be able to outspeed him and knock him out with any move that I wanted to go for. The question was, do I want to go for Psyshock or go for the Fire Blast? And the reason why I opted to go for Psyshock as opposed to Fire Blast is because he could have easily brought in Doublade and got up a free Swords Dance or 2, depending on what I decided to do. So by going for the Fire Blast, I bait him to want to bring in either Rhyperior or bring in the Seismitoad, both which will take Spikes damage and get poisoned, and then I can wear them down and beat them easier later in the match. So I knew that ultimately going for Fire Blast was my better play to do, as luckily for me, I don't miss, because my Delphox has been known to miss a few times, and then here he makes a very, I don't know why he did this. I'm guessing he misclicked, or maybe he thought I would predict him to pull a double switch here. Honestly, I don't know why he does this, but either way, it kind of works out for him, because I end up missing my Fire Blast on the incoming Rhyperior, which does kind of suck. And at the time, I didn't notice that he didn't get a Leftovers recovery. So obviously, fearing an Earthquake or Stone Edge, I switched directly into my Shift Tree, as he ends up going for the Rock Polish, and this was actually a little bit terrifying. So I'm going to be forced to go for Sucker Punch. Unfortunately, I don't quite knock him out. However, though, I kind of pay him back for me missing Fire Blast, as he misses Mega Horn. Now this miss didn't matter if I had hit Fire Blast, so in the end it did kind of even itself out, as I'm going to be able to just safely go for a Sucker Punch this turn, considering the fact that even if he switches out, he has no way of getting rid of my hazards and is going to get knocked out by spikes. So he's going to end up bringing in the Tangrowth, and I really didn't have any switch-ins to Tangrowth, plus I thought that maybe he would want to go for a Sleep Powder, predicting me to switch out. So ultimately I decided to make an aggressive play and go for knockoff, as it turns out that he has the Assault Vest, and I'm actually going to be able to just barely live this Hidden Power Fire and get off another free knockoff on something, as he decides just to fodder off his Tangrowth, which is really good for me because I was a little bit worried that he would want to switch into his Emboar. Luckily though, that did not happen, as it is going to be a double down, and on the double down I bring in my Hitmonlee, because looking at his team, as long as this is not Scarfed, I can OHKO this with High Jump Kick and I can knock this off and get off a huge amount of damage, as he does end up bringing in the Dew Blade. I know that I can easily take a Shadow Sneak, so I'm going to be able to get the knockoff off, as he is going to be able to finish me off with an Iron Head, however, which is fine with me because weakening Dew Blade is really good considering the fact that it is very, very bulky. As I bring in Rhyperior, I'm pretty much free to go for an Earthquake. As I knock out the Dew Blade, he's going to be forced to bring in either the Emboar or the Seismitoad, and he does make the safer play by bringing in the Toad, and then expecting him to want to go for the Skull, because that's really the only play that he can do. I mean, rocks really do not serve him any purpose at this point. I switch into my Dew Blade as he hits me with a Hydro Pump. I was kind of actually happy to see this, because I knew that he would outspeed me next turn and knock me out either way, so I would have to be forced to Shadow Seek, but now I don't have to worry about him burning me with a Scald, so I can get off an extra little bit of chip damage with the Shadow Sneak, as he turns out to have Leftovers, which was a little bit annoying, because after Leftovers recovery, if he is defensive Seismitoad, then he's at a range where he can easily live a Size Shock, and obviously he can take a Fire Blast. So here, he still actually does have a chance to win the battle, because I'm Scarfed, and he knows that I'm Scarfed because I outsped his Excelgor earlier in the battle. So he can either stay in, expecting me to go for the Size Shock, live the hit, and then return, knock me out with Hydro Pump or Earth Power, and then win the game with Toad, or he can switch out, predicting me to predict him to stay in and switch into Emboar, thinking that I will go for the Grass Knot, which if he did do that, then I would be in a scenario where I would be forced to switch into my Rhyperior, and he can easily just go for Superpower and then still win the battle with Seismitoad if he did live my Size Shock. So ultimately I decided to just go straight for the Grass Knot, as luckily for me he does stay in, over predicting, and that is basically going to seal me the victory. As he brings in the Emboar, I can just easily just fodder off my Rhyperior and get a free switch back into Delphox, knowing that after the Spikes damage and the Tox damage, a Scarfed Shy Shock will be strong enough to knock him out, as he ends up going for the Superpower. I'm guessing from that damage he's banded, because this is max defense, max HP, solid rock Rhyperior, and that still did a pretty good amount of damage, as I can just bring in Delphox. Scarf Emboar does not outspeed Scarf Delphox, and a Size Shock will definitely be strong enough to knock him out, and that is going to be the narrow 1-0 victory in my favor. Very fast-paced, straightforward battle in the end, and all in all, I thought it was a pretty solid battle. The only questionable thing though was him bringing in his Tangrowth as opposed to bringing in Rhyperior. I still don't really know why he did that, but minus that, I still thought it was an all-around good game, and hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, then you know what to do. Make sure to show off your support. Let me know what threats I have to watch out for in the RU tier, and with that being said, if I don't see you guys tomorrow, then most definitely I will see you guys the day after. So with that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow, or the day after. I don't know, what am I saying? Anyways, thank you for watching. Later, everyone.